guys, and welcome back. Well, actually, welcome to Let's Play The Sims 4 Decades Challenge, the 1910s, Part 1. And we last left off in the 1900s in winter. It is now spring. A new generation has blossomed. We have done a time skip as per usual. And we are here in the 1910s. So we will get into what happened in the 1890s and the 1900s in a second. And we will explain our characters and go over the house. But actually, I want to read the rules of the 1910s. So the 1910s is obviously World War I. And there are 2 Decades Challenge rules, and I kind of go by both of them. Kinda. Let's be honest, I follow about half of these rules. So, 1910s, World War I. Male children go off to war at adulthood. So, in this one, you would feed them to a cow plant. But actually, we're just going to roll a dice that I have on my phone. And if it is evens, they survive. And if it's odds, they die. And instead of feeding them to a cow plant, because that's just a lot of work, we're just going to kill them with MC Command Center with more realistic type deaths, like fire or whatever. Male children must take one of the following characteristics to adulthood, assuming they have been to war and suffered trauma. They either have to have gloomy, hot-headed, clumsy, insane. Well, I guess it'd be erratic now. Lazy, squeamish, mean, or non-committal. And if there's any other, I guess, quote-unquote bad traits. So, men in the family cannot work until they transition from young adulthood to adulthood. You may wish to move them to a separate household until this happens, then invite them over once a week to simulate wartime leave, which is how we'll have babies. But, yeah, all of my Sims, even the adult males, they'll probably keep their careers, like Nathan, because Nathan will go off to war. He was the heir last generation. I don't know if he'll die. I hope he doesn't die. But, yeah, all the boys from young adult to, like, adult, they're all going off to war. Like, it's just going to be a fact of life. But they can come home once a week. Carpets are allowed. Painted walls are allowed. Men that marry the female children must go to war also. They are allowed one chance to have a baby first. So, we have a daughter here. So, if she gets married to a young lad, they will try for a baby and then he'll leave for war. So, jobs for males only. They can have business, the management branch, culinary, the chef branch, entertainer, the musician branch, and both branches of the painter career, along with all the other things that they could do from the previous generations. And so that is all from the forums Decades Challenge thing. So we're going to go to the Mod The Sims, which kind of like added more things. So all males who are teenagers, young adults, adults, or who become teenagers during this decade will have to leave to war. I'm only kind of doing that, like, for story purposes. If a teen decides to enlist in the war, they will go, but it's not going to be mandatory. But it's going to be mandatory for young adults and adults. To stimulate wartime leave, roll a dice, blah, blah, blah. They'll inherit the traits. You can put men in another household. Men can't work in their young adult stage. Men who are about to go to war get a child. Children must go to school. Teenagers who go to school must get a C or higher. Students who do not receive a C or higher must be sent away to another house. Men can now work as painters. Drywall is allowed. So, that is the rules. I know it's a lot, but, you know, I'm going to forget half of them. So, it's good. But, this is our heir. He looks a little different, honestly. His hair color changed. Because I didn't really like his hair color, to be honest. It was the middle brown as a child, so it lightened. It lightened. So, this is Charlie Davis, and he is good, a perfectionist, and business savvy. And he wants to be fabulously wealthy, and I don't think Charlie knows necessarily what he wants to do in life. Everybody around him seems so very sure of what they want to do. And the war has not started yet. The war is going to start, a little bit further down the generation, because this is going to be 30 parts, and the war started, I think, in 1914. I'm going to actually Google that. When did World War I start? World War I lasted from July 28th, 1914 to November 11th, 1918. So that's going to be kind of how we go for it. It's going to last most of the generation, but not all. And we have to build up to the war and do other things that happened in the 1910s before we go to war. So, this is Charlie Davis. What skills does he have? He has level 3 in the logic skill. He is a high school student. He has all these traits. He doesn't have any clubs. And he is currently dating Mabel Carmichael, who in the 1900s, his sister Nora, right here, she's an adult now. She is now married to Mabel's older brother, Philip Carmichael, and she now lives with them. Because Nora went to finishing school last season, and she learned how to play the game. So, let's actually start off. We'll go through the family tree first. The family tree, we started off with Joseph and Sarah. And Joseph had 2 sisters, Lois and Caroline. They are all elders now. And Sarah had a brother named Daniel. And the story is Sarah and Daniel's parents died. She was sent to live on the Davis family farm. And 4 of the 4 other siblings passed away in like a blizzard. And so he really hates the cold. So that's one of his big character traits. But then they got together. And then years later, she re-met her brother through her friend Lucy. And so Lucy, Sarah, and Joseph's sister Caroline all formed like this girl squad. And Caroline moved in with us. It was so cute. She got married to Chris Jones, and she had 3 children, Laura, Joseph, and Abigail. Abigail married Hugo Villarreal, and they had Edward and Ella. And then Lois, she married Diego Lobo. Yeah, and they had 2 children, Sylvia and Celia. And Celia married this man named Andrew. And she kind of got, I guess, postpartum depression, and she was yellow wallpapered, and so she killed herself. She jumped out of a window. And I brought her back to life and then re-killed her to get her grave. I know that sounds a little gory, maybe, a little dark, but, I wanted her grave because it didn't give it to me. So, Joseph and Sarah, they had 6 children. They had Daniel Davis, named after Sarah's brother. They had Amelia Villarreal. They had Jasper. They had Naomi. They had Nathan and Sophie. And Naomi and Nathan, they are twins, but Daniel, he was our big first teen romance. He married his childhood best friend, Phoenix. And they had 3 children, Colton, Rosie, and Thomas. Then Amelia, she had a love triangle with Lois's daughter, Celia, with Max Villarreal, and they woohooed before marriage when they were teens. So it was like a big thing. But then Max married her out of guilt. So they're together. And they had 2 children, Daniela, who is named after Daniel, who is Amelia's best friend, and Henry. And then we had Jasper, who married Mary. She was like the cool girl. And they vandalized the ruins together. And then they had 2 children, John and Jason. And then we had Naomi. Naomi played a big part last season. Naomi, Nathan, and Sophie were like the main characters last season. And Naomi is an entertainer. She was a prostitute, and so we got into some trouble with her. She got with one of the goth guys, and she got with Jacques Villarreal, and he left her his estate. So she has now turned that into like a brothel, and she is now married. Yeah, she is married to Josh James, who is Daniel's son Colton's best friend. But not before she had a child with Cole Davis, who is Chase Fox's kid. And Chase Fox is an ancestor of Jessica Fox from Get Together. And so then we had Nathan, who was our heir last season. He married Rebecca Davis. They were like kind of childhood sweethearts, but then she left, and then she came back, and they got engaged, and they got married, and they had kids. And Rebecca kind of had this big plot line. It kind of involved Sophie. Sophie's boyfriend and Rebecca's sister had an affair. And so Rebecca's husband killed them both. And then, oh, where are we going? And then it got framed on Sophie because Sophie was just seen as the big, like, she did it. But in reality, she just told that guy about what happened. But also, the blame got pushed on Sophie because Sophie went to go offer her condolences to his family, her boyfriends. And then she got into this big argument with his sister, and she died. She had a heart attack, and she died. So Sophie was committed to the insane asylum. Then she was smuggled out by Jasper and Amelia's mob connections, because Max Villarreal, he's a mafia kingpin. And she was smuggled to Salvadorada, where she stayed with the Rojas family. She stayed with Lucia, Adriana, and Julian, and then she and Julian got married, and they had a baby named Anita. And, yeah, she's living her best life. I don't think she's ever going to come back to the United States. She's said that to Nathan. And then Nathan, he is a musician, and Rebecca is a writer, and Nathan and Rebecca had 4 children. They had Nora, who went to finishing school. They had James, and then they had Adeline and Charlie. And Sarah, her brother, he married Lucy, and then they had 2 children, Alec and Samantha. And Samantha is Sophie's best friend, and then Alec married this girl named Helen, and then they had Ben, Molly, and Ruth. So that is our lives up until now. We've got an extensive family tree. There were 6 children, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 grandchildren. Ugh, it warms my heart. But here is our house. This is the house we started in. I've just added on to it. It's not very cute anymore, but it was cute when we began, and that was what mattered. Eventually, after a while, we're probably going to move out at some point. But we have the living room with the piano, and we only have a computer here because I downloaded the typewriter, but it wouldn't let me write any books. So here we have our computer. We have the little game table. We have the chess table. We have our kitchen. I've expanded the dining room table. It now seats 6 people. I think it just sat, like, it seated 4 before. I don't remember. And then this is Nora's old room. We'll probably give that to somebody later. This is Adeline's room. And then we have Charlie's room, James's room, and Nathan and Rebecca's room. And I got them to take a cute little picture together in between the decades. And then we have a little house out here. Oops. For Joseph and Sarah. And then Joseph's little garden. And Sarah's easel. And some more pictures. And then down here, we have the crypt, which I decided to pre-build. So we have Joseph and Sarah's spot. We have Daniel and Phoenix's spot. Amelia's spot. Jasper and Mary. Naomi. Nathan and Sarah. And then Sophie and Julian. And, yeah, we're just going to try to add to it as we go. I don't know how well that's going to work out, but, you know. Oh, well. We're going to do our best. But let's like, introduce ourselves to the rest of the Sims. Joseph, he is an elder. He has lived 108 days. He is self-assured, loves the outdoors, family-oriented, and a collector, and he wants to be a freelance botanist. And he is, I think, level 10 in the gardening skill. He is. And then we have Sarah, our main income provider for the first, I think, 2 seasons probably. She is level 10 in cooking and painting. She wants a big, happy family. And she is foodie, family-oriented, creative, and domestic. And then we have Rebecca. She is the writer. Oh, and Sarah. Sarah is quite the famous painter, if you couldn't tell, she is a notable newcomer, farther than anybody in my Get Famous Let's Play at this current moment. And then we have Rebecca. She wants to be a best-selling author. She's written like 3 or 4 books. She is level 10 in the writing skill. And she is a bookworm, family-oriented, creative, and amuser. And she is currently an adult, along with her husband, Nathan. Nathan wants to get promoted. I made him have that New Year's resolution. He had a fame thing. He was a notable newcomer, but then he wasn't. So he is a musical lover, family-oriented, romantic, amuser, and level 10 in the violin skill and 4 in piano. And he wants to be a musical genius. And then we have his second oldest child, James. James wants the soulmate aspiration. He has charisma level 4, and he is a B student. And James is outgoing, romantic, and alluring, and he is currently in a, I guess, kind of a relationship with Rose Stanfield, who is his older sister Nora's best friend from finishing school. But Rose is a young adult, and we're aging up James in this episode, so we're gonna get to, like, seal that romance. And then we have Adeline. She is Charlie's twin, and she also wants to be a soulmate. And she has level 3 baking and level 2 charisma and level 2 cooking. And I think she kind of just wants to, like, you know, she wants to, like, bake and, like, be a homebody. And she is cheerful, romantic, and alluring. So, that was a mouthful. But I think it's time to get the generation going. So, we need Sarah to bake a cake. Because we are aging up James in this episode. So, bake a cake. No. Oh my god. I hate that cake is not under bake. It should be under bake, but it's under cook. So, let's make a blue confetti cake. And then I think Charlie... Oh, Charlie, I feel kind of bad for him. He's going to go through so much. He is probably the protagonist that goes through the most. Because Nathan and Joseph didn't really go through a lot, to be honest. I mean, Nathan was involved in the murder mystery plot line when Rebecca got kidnapped when she was pregnant with one of the kids. I think it was the twins. She was pregnant with the twins and she got kidnapped, and that was a big thing. But I think he wants to break up with Mabel. So we're going to invite her to hang out on the current lot. And then we're going to change our outfit into our regular outfit. I really want to be friends with somebody, but they don't really want to be friends with me. Keep being friendly. I don't know who he was asking. But you are baking the cake. Mabel Carmichael is coming over. And this is Charlie's everyday outfit. He's kind of preppy. Like, he's not as, I guess, rugged as the other two kind of were. Because he doesn't really have to be. But this is Mabel. They have not had their first kiss. That's so sad. They're going to break up, though. I want him to break up with her because I don't think he really knows what he wants to do with his life, and I think that includes Mabel. I think he's going through a very, like, confusing time in his life. He's a teenager. He's probably, like, 15 maybe at this point, and he doesn't really know what he wants to do with his life. And he just sees his sister who has done all these things. He sees everybody in their careers and their skills, and they've all done these things, and he does not know what he wants to do. And I don't think he's necessarily going to figure that out anytime soon. So, I want a picture of this. Yeah, I want a picture of this. Screenshots. If you did not know me, I like screenshots. I really do. Oh my god, and I hate how I can't press the little thing beside the 1 key on my keyboard to, like, play the game anymore. Like, it won't let me. Charlie is breaking up with Mabel. Sims 4? Okay, yeah, they're breaking up. Because he doesn't know what he wants to do with his life, and I feel like this is like Mabel's first little romance, so I think she is really way more into this than he is. So, picture, then get out a tab. Oh, and she's gonna cry. Okay, hi, Molly. Yeah, so sad. So sad. I'm gonna try to get one from this angle then. She looks kind of angry, but it's fine. This was just kind of one of those, like, early teen romances that wasn't ever, I don't think it was gonna go anywhere. So, I'd like you to leave now. If that's possible. Can I ask her to leave? Okay, well, bye. Yeah, bye. You can go, or something. So, I guess he's gonna go cry. Charlie's very emotional, I've found. Okay, so, James, it is time for you to age up. So, add birthday candles. Oh my god. I hate how I can't add them, like, on any version that it is on the Surface. We just have to kind of go for it. I'm gonna ask you to leave. Yeah, ask her to leave, and then you can blow out the candles. I don't take pictures when they blow out the candles because they never look attractive doing it. So James is outgoing, romantic, he wants to have a soulmate, and I think he might be, I wish we had so many more traits. I think he would be active. Yeah, active. So we need to invite Rose Stanfield over. So, invite to hang out at current lot. Because James and Rose, I think they have to make it official. Like, I really like James and Rose. I think out of the 4 kids, I think James and Rose have like the cutest relationship so far. But then again, we haven't found Charlie's baby mama. But yes, this is Rose Stanfield. I don't know why she's sad too. She went to finishing school as well, so try to cheer her up. And then romance. Caress her cheek. Ask her to be your girlfriend. Okay, yeah. We'll just do that. Please be cute. I wish they would have done this in the snow, but it's fine. We can just put that away. We're not aging. Why are you going? Where are you going? Are they going to his room? I bet they're going to, like, just some random room. Yep. The most random room they could choose. His parents' bedroom. They're not gonna woohoo. Like, they just aren't. Rose is not that kind of girl. Rose is just, she's just not. Rose went to finishing school. And by that, I mean she's probably, like, such a snob. Like, she's probably, like, a slightly less, like, extra version of Nora. And Nora was extra. Nora was and continues to be extra, so. I love them. I love James and Rose. I think they're such a pretty couple. I don't want to get a picture of his parents in the background, so this is going to have to do. Oh, and apparently she's taller than him. I can get that, though. And then I want them to kiss. So they are not dating. So first kiss. They've had their first kiss, let's be honest. They're just going to kiss again. Okay, apparently I didn't get that. But that was so cute. So, oh, that was cute too. Oh my god, I can never get any cute screenshots, to be honest. Okay, so that was cute. Oh, and Nathan wrote a song in between the decades. One of them, I guess, is called Home Is You. And Rebecca wrote 2 other books called Winter Breeze and The Disappearance of Mary Cook, which is kind of based on when Sophie went missing, I guess. She wasn't really missing. She was in hiding, but it's basically about this girl who gets like disappeared or taken or whatever, and then her brother goes to find her, which is kind of what Nathan did when he went to Salvadorada to visit Sophie, but Sophie didn't come home. Oh, look, it's Nora. Hi, girl. Yeah, this is Nora. I loved her. She's probably my favorite of the 4 Generation 2 kids. I think she was really, like, extra, and she was such a snob. And I really think that was a good character trait. You know, we had never had, like, a snob in our family. We had, actually, Lois and Celia were snobs, to be honest. But Nora, she married for money, and, yeah. And I think she might be pregnant. She might be. I'm honestly not sure. But I want you to ask Nora for advice, because Nora seems to have her crap together. She's over here like, let me wait until these 2 are gone. And Dad. Like, he's just really confused on what he should do with his life. And apparently he's decided not to listen to her. Continue building a snow pal. Okay. Who is he closest with out of his siblings? Nora, he's got 56. Adeline, he's got 54. And James, he's closest with James, but they're all, I guess, kind of close. Oh, apparently he's gonna go build the snow pal. James, why don't you ask Rose to leave? Wherever she may be. Is this Rose? Yeah, I'm gonna ask you to leave, Rose. And then you're gonna go build a snow pal with your brother, and then that's how we can end it. Continue building the snow pal. Okay, I need you to stop dramatically sobbing. Why are you so upset? Oh, he had a horrible New Year because he realized that he wasn't doing very good in life, and has breakup blues. I'm gonna ask you to change into your outerwear. Your cold weather gear, whatever it's called. This is a cute outfit for spring, but we're not in that spring yet. But yeah, this is his outerwear. We're probably gonna go look at the outfits more in the next episode, because it's already 27 minutes, and I decided that episode 1 was going to take however long it's going to take. And apparently it's going to take about 27 minutes, because I want a picture of these 2 building a snowman. And it's going to be so cute. Precious. I love it. I love it. I feel like none of the brothers we've had have ever been really that close. So, it was like, in the first season, it was Daniel and Amelia, and then it was Nathan and his sisters. And so, now, I guess it's James and Charlie. So, that is going to be all for now. In the next episode, we will, I guess, get into, like, probably actual gameplay. We'll do some 1910s stuff. Maybe set up some romance, some drama. But that is going to be all for now. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!